guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to sew this beautiful zipper fly. So you find it in front of jean trousers, and I know a lot of people struggle with it. So you're going to get your two front piece of your trousers, and you're going to cut, after you've got, that's the left, that's the right. So you're going to cut two pieces of this thing I'm holding. It's called a fly. Length 7 inches by 2 inches. You cut two pieces. One is going to have a curve like so, and the other one is not going to have a curve. So we're going to be pinning it down onto the right side, just like so. Just do exactly what you see me do, and you will get what you're supposed to do. So you're going to get your zip, and then you're going to trim it and leave just about 0.5 at the upper part of the zip, so that is if you're attaching a band. Of course, you'll be attaching a band if you're using this method. So I'm going to go ahead and sew like so. When I'm done sewing it, you're going to go ahead as well and top stitch these parts like so. You get your zip and then you flip it over to the wrong side, and you'll be sewing on the fabric like so. So I'm going to be pinning down. So I'm pinning down the parts I want to sew down onto the trousers. So this is me pinning it so it doesn't shift while I'm sewing it. So you're going to go ahead and sew that line. Yeah, so I'm done sewing like so, and I'm removing the pin. This is me flipping it over to the right, so you see how it's laid flat. So the next thing is to take the left piece of your front trouser, and then you flip the zip like this, and then you place it on the right side, that is right side to right side of your left trousers. So mind you, you can place the zip this zip fly whichever side you want to, depending on the gender you're working with, whether a male or a female. So you're gonna pin like so on the right side, and then you sew down where you're pinning. So I'm pinning carefully because when you're sewing and then you can't see the down parts, the fabric might shift. So I've gone ahead to sew down, and I'm removing the pin. So where the sewing stops, you're gonna hold the crotch extension area together. That curved part of the crotch, gonna hold it together like so, and we're gonna be sewing it down. So before we sew down, I'm gonna pin it down so it doesn't move while I'm sewing. We're gonna sew just like so, like that. So you start from where the other sewing ended and sew to the crotch extension area. So just do as you see me do, and you're gonna get it. I'm just trying to reinforce this well and make sure there's nothing in the way, because remember we've attached the zip already. I'm trying to move the zip away from that crotch extension line so I don't sew on it. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this now. So I'm done sewing like so. I'm going to remove the pins. The next thing we're going to be doing now is to open up the fabric. We open up the trousers and we see that the overlap parts that we have tagged the zipper through the zipper fly has created an overlapping. Can you see? So we now have an overlap section. We're going to place it like so. And the next thing we want to do is to sew that curved part you see on your trousers, on your jean trousers. You're gonna sew like so. That curved part looks just like this. You can go ahead and get your jean trousers and check what I'm saying. So all I want to do right now is to lay the fabric flat so there's nothing inside underneath, and then the front lays flat well. Remember, this is the front of the trousers and you don't want to sew and loosen. So it's ideal to get it once, you sewing it once and that should be it. So once I'm done pinning it, carefully ensuring there's nothing in the way and the curve is going to be laying all flat, I'm going to go ahead to sew it. So this is me still checking well. We're going to go to our machine now, so like so. So this is me after sewing it. And can you see that cuffed part looks so beautiful, and this is how the zip looks beautiful. So the next thing we're going to be doing now is to attach the other side of the zipper of the fly, that is right side to right side. Can you see? And then at the end it's going to be looking beautiful. So we sew like so. So you're going to sew to where it stops, because at this point your zip is there. So you sew to where you can sew to, and then you flip it over like so. This is how our zipper file is going to be looking at the end of the day. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in another one. Bye.